law that we passed, and ultimately, it has led to results, Excellency. Part of it is that this company today rose from a loss position in 2018 to a net profit loss of 803 billion, let me be precise, Excellency, in 2018 to a profit position of 274 billion in 2021. I would also like to add, Excellency, that it didn't stop here. That our financial statements for 2022 have not been published. But I can also tell you that we are not just doubling that performance. This company is very, very likely to post profits in the excess of 2 trillion in 2022. This would have happened if legislation didn't support it, if the enabling environment is not created. And as a matter of fact, Excellency, this company's net projected government debt is over 4 trillion. And not only that, His Excellency, since July, we have started paying dividend to shareholders. We have started paying interim dividend to the Federation. Excellency, all this won't happen except you have the appropriate reform that is in place. And of course, because by creation of the National Assembly, this company is expected to guarantee national energy security. This has very wide and robust implications. The thought may be around supply of PMS, but it is not. Energy security is almost always related to national security. We understand this, Excellency. And as a result of this, we took every possibility of supporting this government to ensure that energy supply is stable, creating cheaper energy through our robust engagement in the CNG deployment process, which will definitely bring cheaper transportation fuel to Nigerians, and ultimately guarantee energy security. Countries go to war to secure energy security. We are happy that this is not our case, and this is being sustained. And I can also confirm to you, this Government Excellency, that we have robust supply plan from now until next year and endless. But we have immediate plan, always plan for 3 months, and I can guarantee you, Excellency, that we do not see any shortages in our country. You may see a number of scattered reports of seeing maybe 5-10 cars in fuel stations, and people will call it queues. They are not, Excellency. This is the result of the reforms that you also created, Excellency. And what really meant is that our company today occupies over 30% of the downstream business in the country. We are struggling to 10 to 12% for over 20 years. Now we occupy over 30% of the downstream business. And because we are an end-to-end company, Excellency, we are involved in clearly everything from the upstream all the way to the fuel station. Nigerians have choice now. They go to wherever you see queues is our fuel station, because first there's guarantee of quality. There is also guarantee that we are very likely to sell at lower prices than others. And that's why you are still working. Otherwise, there is absolutely no reason for any indication of this. And we understand the markets, and we also understand that private companies are still not able to optimally provide supply into our markets. I am aware also that substantial work is done by government, the Ministry of Finance associated with the support of Mr. President, to ensure that that stability is further ingrained, so that ultimately other marketing companies can be involved in the entire supply and distribution process as we are doing. Excellency, there is no business of our size that doesn't have challenges. And the key trouble we have today is crude oil technical, Excellency. By July 2022, we are almost on our knees. Our production went down, both crude oil and condensate, to below 1 billion barrels. This was because it was no longer possible to produce oil. Our major trunk pipelines were shut down because of activities of bandits. We are happy in the previous Senate and this Senate, there are actions that have been taken to ensure that we get to the bottom of this, to support us, to support government in making sure that those excesses are clearly contained. But I'm happy to also say that with robust interventions in the last 5 to 6 months, where government security agencies have done things differently, our intervention through the private security contractors has yielded results. And today, I can happily tell you that we have recovered crude oil and condensate production almost closing 1.7 million barrels. We are not there, but we'll be there. This is not our ambition, Excellency. Our ambition is to meet the budget level, which we are very conscious of, is within sight and within possibility. But we can actually exceed it. And with all the ongoing activities and engagements, the support of Mr. President in particular, around how to contain the issue of infractions on our pipeline, the actions of funders, which I'm also aware, and we are engaging the distinguished Senate in making sure that something is done about it to contain it to the BRS minimum, so that we can do two things: restore current pipelines, so that we can continue to increase current production, and also restore confidence of investors, so that no one will produce oil when he's not sure of delivery of that oil into the market. And that is why we took the frontal position to attack this situation, bring it to control, and we are happy that today is within its control. And without waiting for you to ask, Excellency, where would an oil-producing country be importing petroleum products? This is unfortunate, avoidable, but it's not a helpless situation. What we are doing today is to start what the Port Harcourt and Warri refinery. First, starting with the Port Harcourt refinery, we are very, very sure, and of course, force majeure bearing, and I do not anticipate this. Our planning is excellent. We will start the Port Harcourt refinery in December. And definitely the Warri refinery in the first quarter, but we cannot say the same thing about Kaduna. Our plan is to start it by the end of 2024. And this perhaps will be complemented, or we will complement the expected startup of a number of small-scale refineries that, yes, will add value, but clearly perhaps not cover the gap that we are seeing in supply. And with the startup of the Dangote refinery, we know that in 2024, and we're very convinced with all the planning that is on ground, that this country will definitely be a net exporter of petroleum products in 2024. This by no means is not a small feat, but it is clearly within sight and within the promises that the reform has brought. And we can see, Mr. Excellency, that a number of refinery initiatives are coming up. And the reason is very simple, Excellency, that when there is a subsidy environment, no one will put his money because they are not sure of full recovery of costs. And that is why we are seeing a number of new refinery initiatives are coming up. And ultimately, the value will be created here before any export in our country. And overall, this company, which is prime to the national development, including creating prosperity in this country, and there's no country in the world, Excellency, that has developed without power. It doesn't exist. There's no country with a huge GDP without having per capita large-scale access to power. It doesn't exist anywhere. And that's why our company, we're investing in the robust infrastructure to deliver gas into the domestic market, not just for creating gas-based industries or creating chemicals, but to ensure that we support the existing thermal plants so that power will be available in our country, and ultimately the prosperity that we are all looking for will come forward. This, no doubt, is within sight, also, Excellency. A number of key strategic infrastructure projects are being developed. Many of them are at the point of commissioning. Some will come up in the coming years, and we're going to work with peer committees on gas, on upstream, and also the downstream to continue to keep them informed and seek their support, as we always do, to ensure that this country becomes a prosperous country. And we know that the key to this is creating power in our country. And no doubt, without creating the power, you cannot distribute it. And we're very conscious of this, and we're involved in the overall value chain from creation of the power, delivering down to the power plant. And by law also, Excellency, people are allowed to do captive powers. And that's what we're engaging in. And ultimately, within the next 2 to 3 years, the prosperity that we all expect, the developmental goals that this Senate and our country want, I will change side and will change. And we are here, really here, Excellency, to thank you, to continue to count on the help of this Senate, to deliver the value to the shareholder, which includes all the 200 plus million Nigerians, and of course, meeting our mandate, which is to provide energy security for our country. Excellency, I know I've talked too much.